welcome to this exciting live webinar, Cruising the Rivers of Europe, hosted by Steve Avalos with AMA Waterways. I'm Don Hathaway, one of the owners of Hathaway Vacations, and running the board for us tonight is Christina Hathaway. She's taking care of all the stuff behind the scenes there, which we want to mention a few housekeeping items. We will be putting up a few polls to the right on your screen where you will be able to see, interact and answer some questions. Also, we'll be having offers that you can sign up for, just for those people in attendance tonight. Also, we want to get your questions answered, so there's a chat box. I want you to type in your questions as we're going along, and we'll get those answered for you at the end of the presentation. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go to Steve Avalos with AMA Waterways. Take it away, Steve.
Hello, everybody. My name is Steve from AMA Waterways. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'm here to talk about the hottest product in the travel industry for the last 12 years. I know Cuba has kind of snuck up in there for a kind of notoriety as well, but river cruising has been continuous growth every year for the last 13 years that I know of. Many of you may say, I haven't heard of AMA Waterways, and it's for a kind of a good reason. We focus on marketing and training to the travel agent community as the consultant, so that when you go and ask about a river cruise, they know where to steer you, and they know about our company, and they know it very well. We don't market out to the consumer. We're an American company right here in Calabasas, California. Most are not owned by a company from the United States, so I'm pretty proud about that. We go all over the world. We're the only river cruise line where the owners of the cruise line are the president, vice president, and vice president of the company that run the day-to-day operations, that read comment sheets every week from our agent partners and our guests, that go on 4 to 6 of these cruises a year, sitting next to, again, our agent partners and you, our guests, and ask, how can we make our baby the best in the industry? We are a leader in the industry. The good news with river cruising, there's only about 5 of us in the industry, not hundreds like in the ocean industry. The ocean segment, so it's easy to really compare. Although there's only 5 of us, there are differences of why some are more of an entry level, like you have entry level in ocean, middle, and top of the line in ocean. The same goes with river cruising. It's just a little more baby steps on going to the top, but we're considered the leader of the industry. There was a couple of books that just came out. The one last year, The Berlitz Guide of Cruising. And out of 280 river cruise ships in Europe dissected, 11 of ours, we had the top 11 ships of that book. The new one just came out a month ago, and we had, out of 310 European river cruise ships, we had the top 10 and the top 12 out of 15. So those are some pretty nice numbers, if you will. Also, Disney has done the homework for you, because Disney chose AMA Waterways to roll out their new adventures by river cruise, new adventure by river cruising by Disney. So that is a worldwide recognition and endorsement. So we'll start going on the road to river cruising. As you can see, we go all over the world. It's no longer European river cruising. Here's some of the awards that we've won. A lot of best onboard dinings, best staterooms, best ships, travel, a whole bunch of travel weeklies. This was the first 11 spots of the Berlitz Guide. And these are the new top 10 of the latest Berlitz Guide, as you can see. Mr. Ward, who's been in the industry for 35 years doing this with the ocean ships first and now with the river cruise ships, he says that AMA Waterways spends more on food, wine, and food service training than almost any other river cruise company. Adding AMA Waterways knows how to do it right, and it shows. Again, his books, The Berlitz Guide of Cruising, have been considered are like the Bible of the industry, because he doesn't take tip or let politics sway him, which goes on in every industry, I guess. These are some of the rivers that we go to all over the world. Although Volga, the Russia, we've put aside because of the things going on and the going on over there, so we put that aside for now. It's world river cruising all over the world. We're the only river cruise line that does Africa. We have Vietnam, Cambodia, New Myanmar, which is old Burma, Portugal. The #1 destination is the Danube. #2 is the Rhine. The #3 is Portugal on the Douro River. So then all the others come. This is our fleet of river cruise ships that we've been building, award-winning ships since 2005. We have 2 ordered for the next 3 years. This is the beauty of river cruising. This is a bigger city, Passau on the Danube, but basically I'll show you little towns, little low castle towns that haven't changed in over thousands of, over a couple thousand years. Some of the things new is our new ships coming out this year. We're going back to 158. We started with the French balconies at 150, then at 164, back down to 158 because we're making suites back to 350 again, because for the first time ever we're having connecting rooms with adult triples and connecting rooms and suites with 4 adults. First time that's happened. We don't have a lot of children on board. Out of 15 cruises, I've only had 2 children, one 9 and one 12 on one of my first sailings. So it's not a big segment yet. It's mostly for your baby boomer, and the baby boomer, 65 million of us in the United States alone are what's driving record sales every year, because they've pretty much been there on the motor coaches. They've been there on those ships that have 3 and now almost 7,000 people on a ship. So this is less people, more inclusive, country club casual, and that's the beauty of river cruising. We waived the single supplement for all of 17 product and all of the products. So for those singles out there that kind of get the raw end of the deal at hotels and such, you can be in a 170 or 161 square foot cabin all by yourself and no supplement on the ship, depending on availability. It is capacity controlled and it is limited to the entry level, but for those sizes, most singles don't mind. And those are the 2 cabin categories there at the bottom. You got the mid deck there, and the top deck, the violin deck. And then you have a great sun deck. We have a walking track, heated pool, workout room, all kinds of great stuff. Fitness, massage. This is what our ships look like in the industry. You kind of have extremes, very, very generic entry-level companies, and very kind of flu-flu-y stuff. We're kind of the contemporary, the safe zone right in the middle there. This is our lounge where everyone can fit, because we don't put 190 like some do for the same size real estate, because we're by law, we're the width by law, so you can't go any bigger. And others are putting 190 where we put 150, and some ships 164, and the new ships 158. AmaWaterways also innovated the industry by bringing this French balcony to the industry, where you can sit on your bed and look out, and just like the big ships, where it wasn't like that prior to 2005, and we brought that on into the industry. And you can see we have 2 chairs and a table. Some of my competitors have a French balconies, and they don't have those 2 chairs and a table. Robes and slippers for every cabin. One-piece mattress that goes over both beds when you want them together. Some are still kind of putting them together and apart. That's not very 5-star. We're considered 5-star, but prices do not reflect that, which is nice. This is our bathroom, nice shower. You don't have to step up on a 6 to 8 inch platform. We also brought the junior suite. As you can see, her foot is just on the railing, not stepping out. Big king bed there. A lot of room. This is 2005. Separate tub, separate shower. We also invented the double balconies, the twin balconies. In 2010, we started making our ships with the inside balconies. You can see to the right, if it's too cold, like your Christmas markets, or if it's nice and sunny and nice in the summertime, you can go out into the balcony there with behind the sliding glass doors, like the big ships, from 210 square feet all the way to 350, as you can see there. This is AMA Prima, another look, an award-winning ship. Our new ships have double sinks now. Again, separate tub, separate shower for the suites. Our new decor in the new ships. We also have been known for the only river cruise line to have internet access in every cabin without a device and no charge to boot, and wireless throughout the ship. So to have without a device and wireless throughout the ship, AmaWaterways has been the only one for the last 10 years to have that. And again, no charge, like the big ships charge you minutes. Here's another suite. We have a great big fitness room. Our new dining area. It's country club casual. At dinner, we started putting these nice booth-style seating in the middle of the dining room to cut the noise in these noisy dining rooms. We had these little 2 pods outside the dining room. If you have a little group, or you want to meet another little group and get a little louder, you can in these little separate little dining rooms. Have the same menu as the main dining room. The number one thing we get ridden up, the number 2 thing we get ridden up by guests on board is they love this alternative restaurant called the Chef's Table Restaurant. It's no charge, and it's a different menu from the main dining room. The Steve tip is to book it the first or second night, because that's when it's totally wide open, then it gets pretty booked up. But everyone should have a chance to book it. And again, no charge. Basically, it's a picture that I took when I was on. It's from the chef's cooktop to your table. We're the only river cruise line that's been inducted to a very prestigious gastronomic society that I can't even pronounce, called the Chain de Rotisseurs, but we're the only river cruise line, and our chefs are trained that way, so you have a wine pairings with that Chain de Rotisserie menu. This is our new ships with a new decor in the back chef's table. Our new heated swim-up bar, like beach type of pool in the front, and then the back is the swim-up bar where the little seats are on the other end there. We have the salons, we have the spas. Not everybody does. They're very reasonable as well. We have a beautiful, nice fitness room, and not everyone has fitness rooms on board either. AMA Waterways is known with value. You have city tour, sometimes or city tour, sometimes or city tour. We have these limited, these kind of cultural, extra little event tours that you can do, 3 to 7 on a 7-night cruise, and they're no charge as well. Some of these towns are known for their chocolate, their pretzels, their mustard, and we'll have a little tour of the factory, and you can taste, and all at no charge. And we invented the general, regular, and fast-paced tours, even late risers, not too many of those, but so every moment you're visiting 1 to 2 of these fairy tale towns a day, and your city tours are included. That's the beauty of river cruising. You're not having to reach in your pocket like on the big ships that they're notorious for. So you have a different active ways to go depending on how you're feeling. We have bike tours, anywhere from 1 to 3 on a river cruise, mostly on the Danube and the Rhine, and they're no charge. You can go on the 2 to 22 mile bike excursion where we've hired 2 professional bike guides to go with you. Or you can just take a bike whenever you want, maybe early one morning, and go to have a coffee and a little sweet roll and watch the little town wake up. I mean, if you've never done that, please, you got to try that. And also, the more you immerse yourself with the locals and walk around and talk to people, the more wows you're going to get out of it. And that's why I recommend that you don't go to bed after entertainment or after dinner, because you might be at that second town till 10 p.m., midnight, or even 2 in the morning. So after dinner, after the show, go out, walk that fairy tale town that's different at night than when you did the city tour earlier. It's safe, it's romantic. A lot of places close after 12, but it's still so safe and nice to walk around. And some places are open. You get to walk in, and the locals are there having fun, and the crew know where to go party as well. And you can really learn from the locals that way, and I love doing that. This is Dürnstein on the Danube. We used to have some people hike up to this castle where they imprisoned Richard the Lionheart in the Crusader days, but now we have hiking excursions. And we've always been the youngest clientele on our ships. Our average age is 55, 60, and getting younger because of the hiking tours, because of the fast-paced tours, because of the 25 of our own bikes that we have. Most don't have their own bikes because they can't. They don't want to sacrifice the space. They'd rather pack more people in or use the town's bikes. But the AMA difference is you can go with our bike to the next town and wait in a grassy knoll like I have and wait for the ship to come up, get back on, and go forward. When you're using a town's bike 2 towns back, you can't do that, obviously. So this is the beauty of river cruising. 95% of the time, you're parked right in front of that 3x5 little fairy tale town where you can come on and off as you please. Our new itinerary is Bordeaux, doing very, very well. Christmas markets. I mean, it doesn't always snow. It usually snows more in, end of December, January, and February. So with Christmas markets start around November, And I mean, when you're talking unlimited wine, beer, soft drinks, sparkling wine for breakfast, gourmet dining, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and extra little snacks that we've added, city tours, entertainment, big cabin, you can't beat it. And for $16.80, you could have booked the Christmas markets last September and a week ago for $16.80 per person for a 7-night, 5-star, almost all-inclusive river cruise. That's why river cruising is booming, and even more right now. So definitely now's the time to try river cruising. I mean, you can't book a decent hotel in San Francisco with one meal, let alone all the things you get on a 7-night cruise for $16.80 per person. Yes, you still have to fly there. Yes, you still want to do a pre and post, but for an overall package in Europe, you can't beat the day-to-day price with everything that it comes with. The Douro River, like I mentioned, is number 3, an incredible destination as well. Our Paris and Normandy. These are our AMA voyages, our more soft adventure. The more you go with us, the more upgrades we give you. The other thing I recommend is if you skip a meal from the ship. The second words out of my mouth to the cruise manager after hi is, where's a unique place I can eat for lunch or dinner, and arrange it for me. And 2 years ago, I went to Salzburg for the second time. I don't know how I missed it the first time, but I ate at a restaurant that opened its doors in 8:10. Not 8:10 p.m., 8:10 AD. I mean, England wasn't even founded yet. So those are the kind of things you can do. You can get the incredible sausages in Regensburg on the Danube. That little sausage house has been along the river for over the 10th or 11th century. I stumbled upon a 15th century beer garden when we give you time after the city tour to walk around and shop, or again stumbled upon a 15th century beer garden like I did that has been continuous operation for the last 500 years. That's where the history is for thousands of years, and that's where you can go into these buildings and see these things that just don't change, just amazing. AMA Waterways, I think we were the only ones that had 0 river cruise cancellations last year, unlike big ships where they have cancellations and strikes and different things like that. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And these are our crew telling you to hope to see you soon. There's a lot of different specials going on right now. Like I said, we waived single supplement. We have up to a $4,000 off discount right now. We have a $299 air program from LAX and a lot of other major gateways around the United States. So we've learned with a lot of these restrictions on air, when you're doing $299 air or even free air like we've done in the past, they're very restricted. But a lot of our guests don't like that restriction, so we give them the big lump of money instead if they want to go on and get their own air in business class or first class, and only one stop and all those kind of things. So we give you the choice that way. Like I mentioned, Christmas markets is another one. You can go to Vietnam, Cambodia for I think $11.99 right now. It's a little hot and humid, but a lot of people can handle that, especially for a good rate. You can let's see. I'm trying to think of some of the other specials since I don't have them. I thought I was going to see them on the screen, but I know Don will talk about them as well because I know he has some other specials, and we also have a special for those that have joined us tonight. So there's a lot of ways to see the whole world, and we go to. Let me go back to that because I thought I was going to have more pictures. And of course, Portugal, Vietnam, Cambodia. We have some of the best ships in the industry over there. And unlike some of the competition, where in our ships to go in Vietnam, Cambodia, to go to your room, dining, public space, all inside because they're one of the largest ships over there. Where the competition, with some of the competition ships, to go all those 3, you have to go outside in the elements. And again, it's never cool over there. I went in December, and it was 89 degrees at its hottest, which was pretty good over there. And I mean, I didn't feel the humidity. I'm born and raised in Southern California, so I didn't even feel that. So December is the best time to go, then November, then January, then it starts to get hotter and more humidity. But you can go on Vietnam, Cambodia right now, like I said, for $11.99. We have some cruises in the spring and the fall of this 2017, starting at $14.99. So when you're looking at unlimited wine, beer, soft drinks for lunch and dinner, as much as you want inside the dining room, sparkling wine for breakfast, cappuccino espresso machine 24/7, Your bottles of water replenished every day. Your coffees and teas, almost all your liquids are included. And that's huge, because the three biggest bills on the big ships, not necessarily in this order, are the bar bill, the shore excursion bill, and the minutes they charge you for that slow internet. So with river cruising, most of that is all included. And that's the beauty of that, especially with those prices there. So there's always going to be great deals in the warm to hot areas and the cool to cold. But the high season, for those that want to pay a few $100s more to get better weather, less crowds, is August in Europe. August, September, October, and May. That's the high season. Pretty much in February, March, 65% of 17 of those months were already sold. So that just gives you perspective on why river cruising you got to book early, because river cruising is the hottest product in the industry. AmaWaterways is one of the hottest river cruise lines out there. And when you're looking at 150 to 164 passengers, it goes pretty quickly. So not a sales pitch, but if you are interested, get a hold of Don, and they can at least see what's available, what's left, and what kind of deals we can make for you. Okay, because those dates do go pretty quickly. Then we have Myanmar, Burma. That area is considered by the travel experts as the next most popular destination in the next 10 to 15 years. But it's for the people that are used to the infrastructure not being in place for the roads, because it's bumpy and it's dusty. We can't even find a brand new Mercedes-Benz motor coach like we have in Europe and the rest of the world. It's just non-existent there. But they're 3-star, they're clean, they're fine, and that's what a lot of people want to go to. They want to go to this area because it's just opened up to the rest of the world before it starts getting all populated with people and hotels and things of that nature. So we built a brand new ship there, and that's what AmaWaterways does. If we want to go to an area, if they don't have the best ship that we can get, we'll make one, like we did in Vietnam, on Cambodia, like we did in the Douro, like we did in the Irrawaddy River. It took us 3 years to go through all the red tape and everything to get you a brand new, all-suite, 56-passenger guest ship. And we had some issues in the first 3 months because we have to rely on the workmanship of the country. And we had to send our building team from Holland after the first 3 months to kind of fix and tweak a few little things over there. And Africa. I mean, Africa is a life-changing product. Only 14 cabins on that ship. And, I mean, like I said, it's life-changing. Not cheap, but life-changing. We're not the most expensive, not the least. Same thing with our regular product. We're not the most expensive. There's 2 others that are more expensive, 2 others that are less expensive. But as far as value and all the things and all the different options you have, without charging you or nickel and diming you, that's what we offer. When our wine, when we have our red and white changing almost every day, it's labeled from the region, not coming from a carafe like some do, not coming from a bottle that says red, a bottle that says white. It's from the region. It's bottled from the area. Again, that's a big difference, and people don't even know that, and you won't find that in a brochure. If you want to have alcohol 24/7, it's for AmaWaterways. It's only in the dining room for the wine and the beer. If you want cocktails, it's an extra charge, not a reasonable charge. But the other thing to consider, if you want to have more alcohol, is we've been very lenient on the ship with the corkage fee over the years, that we waived the corkage fee like 4 years ago. So there's not even a corkage fee on our ships in Europe, okay? So when you're doing that wine tasting, you can buy a few bottles, bring them on board, because we don't take them from you like the big ships do. They're notorious for that. They're even cracking down more on that, so you can spend on the ship. We let you bring whatever you want to bring on, wine, a local liquor, anything you want. Take it to your room, take a bottle to the lounge, take it up wherever you want, and we're not gonna nickel and dime you. We're not gonna police that, and that's the freedom that our clients have grown to expect from their travels throughout the world. And then, so like I said, Africa, it really is an amazing product. We use a robust rail you're in a train paralleling a wonder of the world, of the falls over there. It really is a beautiful way to see Africa. And like I mentioned, it's life-changing. So that is kind of everything. not everything. I can speak for hours. I usually do this in an hour, so I've had to cut it down, way down. But I wanted to leave some time for questions. And I know it's hard for us to communicate to the home base there with Don, but I'll let him go from here. Thank you very much for participating on your busy days. Hopefully we can see you on a river cruise soon, and especially, of course, on an AmaWaterways river cruise. So.
Okay, great job, Steve. Thank you very much. A lot of great information about river cruising in Europe and AmaWaterways. As we said earlier, we're going to be posting up some promotional offers that you can sign up for, which will give you access to those promotions for people that have attended this event. Also, we're going to be getting ready for some questions here as we see some questions coming into the chat box right now. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and get Steve back in so he can answer these questions for you. But hang around, don't forget to sign up for those promotions. That'll be offered later in the presentation. Okay, Steve, go ahead.
So the question Karen asked is, do you have a spa and gym on board? And we do. We have a really nice spa that's very, very reasonable, unlike some of the big ships. When I used to work for Crystal, my joke to everybody was, I looked in and they charged me $50. So it's very reasonable on there, and a lot of the times the masseuse is a European doctor, and they're very good at what they do, and they're very reasonable. So we have a spa, and we have a nice big gym. Most don't. So yes, we do. And we're the only fleet that has a dry sauna within the big workout area. It has a shower in there as well, and a bathroom. So it's pretty big size, where some are just the size of a stateroom, and then some they don't even have any because they got rid of it. They got rid of all those things so they could put 25 cabins at 135 square foot boxes. So you got to really check. So good question. Any other questions? Elevator. Yes, we're one of the first ones to have an elevator on our ship. So all of our ships, our European ships, have elevators. Now, I mentioned it doesn't go out down to the bottom deck on your D and E cabin categories, so we can have the shortest draft possible down there, and the elevator doesn't go up to the sun deck, so we can have the shortest height possible as well when we're going underneath the bridges. So, so the two main decks, cabin decks, and the restaurant have access to our elevator. Yes. What type of food do we serve is another question. It's, of course, regional. We always try to have regional fare on every destination for the majority of it. But we also have, usually, of course, breakfast and lunch is buffet. Like everyone is buffet. But our buffet, in addition to our buffet, we're one of the few that has a menu for breakfast and a menu for lunch. So you can pick from the buffet. But if you're not rushing to go out and going on the tour, or just want to take your time, or just want a nice fillet of fish or something, or a nice plated entree, you can with AmaWaterways. If you want eggs Benedict every day, you can with AmaWaterways. I heard another line. This lady wanted eggs Benedict on Wednesday, and they told her, no, I'm sorry, that's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I love some of their policies. So you have regional fare. You always have for dinner, you're going to have a vegetarian option as well. We can handle all dietary needs except for kosher as long as we get enough notice. You're going to have the Western fare, and then you're going to have the fish. And that's where we really shine, because 10 plus years ago, the few river cruise lines that were around, and the president, the owner of this company, worked for two of the other ones first, they would have like 65% frozen fish on board already, and every stop we're replenishing fresh goods, and they would hope that they would get 30 to 40% fresh fish on their stops along the way. But our president said, no, we're going to be different. You know, we're going to try to get 100% fresh fish caught that day and filleted and delivered to the ship. We're at about 95% fresh fish for all fish entrees, lunch and dinner. That's how you win all the best dining awards that we've won, is by having fresh fish, not an occasion have frozen fish. And I'm sure everyone can tell between frozen and fresh fish. So there you go. We also have a light fare lunch in the lounge. We have a late risers hot station at 10:30 p.m. So a lot of little places that you can go. Laundry service is another question. We do not have self-serve laundry service, okay, because of fires, because of floods, all those kind of things. We have a laundry service on board that is very reasonable. They're very fast. When I get there on the ship and I take all my wrinkled things out, I give them right away to the crew, to the staff, and I have my shirts pressed by the time when I get back from dinner, or sometimes even before. So they're very reasonable on board. Or you can do the same thing that what I do is, because of weight restrictions and luggage, you can wear the same thing for 4 days and no one will even notice. I'm just kidding. Let me see, any other questions here? Let's see, laundry service, those are all good questions. Air conditioning. Yes, every stateroom has an individual air conditioning unit, so you can monitor it as cold as you want, as hot as you want, however you want. Okay, or of course just have the sliding glass French balcony open and just get that morning fresh air in the morning if you want. So yes, every room has your own controllable air conditioning unit. Let's see, any other questions? Let's see. What type of entertainment is on board? Really fun kind. They're local, usually, obviously local. We do get people that drive a long way to join the ship, because they pretty much after dinner will come on and perform for like 90 minutes. It's oompa band, it's classical, it's a variety of things that people really enjoy. Almost every night you have someone there that'll perform and then get off the ship, because maybe we might be leaving dock that night. So it's really fun stuff. And we even had my last cruise last year, we even had karaoke night. I was like, oh no, how are people going to take this? But you know what? No matter where you are in the world, people love making fun and laughing at other people, making fools of themselves. So it's always fun, and everyone had a great time with the one night we had karaoke. So I mean, some cruise lines only have like three nights of entertainment on a 7-night cruise, I've heard. We have almost every day. If there's someone to hire, we hire them, and they come on board, and they're really fun and really great. You get to go talk to them, mingle with them, buy their CDs. It's really fun. I think that's the last question. So Don will take over and mention some of the other offers that he has and we have. And again, thank you all for spending the time and take advantage of the most popular product in the industry. I guarantee you'll have a great time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Steve. A lot of great questions. That was really good, guys. Hey, we want to put up some of the offers again, and remember, as we put them up, if you click on them, you can just register that you want to talk a little bit more about those, and then we'll get a hold of you. The first one that we talked about was the $1,500. Right now, there's $1,500 off per stateroom on selected sailings with AMA Waterways. So if you see that one up, go ahead and click on that, and you can put your information in there. There's also a 40% discount on all Christmas cruises. That's Christmas cruises this year, so it's not too late to plan a Christmas cruise. You heard Steve mention that some were as low as $1,680 per person for a Christmas cruise. And like he was telling you, it doesn't get snowing until around into December, into January and February. So if you're going in November, it's a little cool, but beautiful Christmas lights in the small towns along the Danube especially. And we have a promotion that Hathaway Vacation is going to put out for everyone that attended tonight. You'll see this one come up. It's an extra $100 onboard credit to be used on any AMA Waterways river cruise that you book now in 2016 or 2017. So if you click on that and register that, we'll hold that. You don't have to book that today, tomorrow, or next week. But when you book your cruise, you'll have that available saying that you attended this this webinar. And one other thing we'd like to mention, we have a special group that we put together, the Enchanted Rhine. It's going in May of next year. And if you would like more information on that, just get a hold of us. We're at hathawayvacations.com. You can see that on our group page. You can email us at, email me if you like, at dhathaway@dreamvacations.com, or you can call us at our toll-free number, 800-775-2811. And I think that's all the promotion we had. I know we tried to hold this to 7:30 and went a little over. So I appreciate everyone's patience and look forward to seeing you on the rivers of Europe. Okay, take care. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.